In today's video, we're going to be talking about my experience with the Amaran 100D LED light over the past 3 months. So, let's get into it. Okay, so first off, I've had some experience with several Aputure light products in the past. Mainly with the Aputure 300D, as well as the Aputure B7C and this Aputure 100D, as well as several modifiers. And I've been really impressed with this Amaran 100D. Now, it isn't built as well as the Aputure Lightstorm series, but it's a lot cheaper. I got this light on Black Friday for about $175, and that's a really good price for a light of this quality and brightness. So as far as the output goes, it's a great output and the light quality is great. Build quality, it's plastic, but that's what you can expect out of a light this price. So I wouldn't recommend getting this light if you're tearing down sets and moving all around and just using the light a lot, setting it up and tearing it down, stuff like that. But in a studio space, I think they're a great price. Now, there are 3 Amaran lights that are in this style. There's the Amaran 60D and 60X, the 100D and X, which I have the 100D, as well as the 200D and X. Now, I was going to originally buy the 200D, but I didn't think I really needed the output, and I saw some other reviews talking about fan noise issues. So I ended up going with the 100D, and it's been a great light for my use case. Now, I'm using it with the Light Dome SC softbox, and I'll talk about that experience in another review. Short of it is, it's a great softbox, but don't tear it apart and set it up a whole lot. It's kind of hard. But the output has been fine with that. I'm using both sheets of diffusion, so the inner one and the outer one with the grid on it, and my ISO is at 400 and f-stop of 2.2. So the output is amazing. Now, I am using this light at 100%, and I do wish I had more output for certain scenarios, but it's a lot cheaper than the 200D, so I'm fine with that. And that light is there for a little bit more expensive. Now, another benefit that these lights have over a lot of other lights is the Sidus Link app. This is an app that can control all of Aputure Amaran lights. So, for example, I have a B7C smart light in that lamp behind me, and I can control that from the app. So if I want to change the color temperature or the brightness, color, whatever, I can do that straight from the app. Now, these lights, the normal point source lights, you can't change the color, but you can change the color temperature and brightness. On some of the models, the X models can change color temperature. But it's really nice to be able to just open the app, press one button, and all my Aputure lights turn on. That's a really handy feature. A lot of other apps have this, and I've used it with GVM lights before. Not the Aputure light, but their own app. And Aputure's is definitely the best app for the lights, so great experience there. Because it isn't one of their high-end Lightstorm series, it doesn't have the control box and DMX control like those lights do. It's not as feature-rich as the Lightstorm series, but if all you're after is just a good quality light that's really bright and is not too expensive, these Amaran lights are pretty great. Well, again, build quality is plastic, not incredible, but it's decent for the price. Now, one note is the part of the yoke where it attaches to the stand, if you twist it too hard, it can crack in half. Now, there is a metal kind of thread around the inside of this, so it's not going to be a huge issue, but I just make sure to not tighten it down too much, otherwise it could break like the others reviewers have. I haven't had any issues with it, but it's basically spent its last 3 months on a C-stand next to me, either above me here or there, so I haven't had a ton of experience with setting it up and tearing it down a whole lot. I have moved it around a little bit, but again, build quality is good for the price, but if you're going to be doing a lot of setting up and tearing down, I really want to emphasize the Lightstorm series is way better for that, but it does come at a cost. So if you don't have the budget for that, these Aputure Amaran lights are pretty great for what they offer. Now, the light does have a built-in screen on the back, so you can adjust the stuff that way. It's really been easy to use. I basically just leave it set up, and when I want it on, I just flip the switch or turn on the app. So really good experience. Now, Unlike the Lightstorm series, you cannot power this light off of a V-mount. I wish that was a capability that it had out of the box. I believe there are some accessories that you can do to use that. I have several V-mount batteries, and I would love to be able to use them to power this light. I don't, so that's too bad. But for powering it, I have been using, if I ever need it, this here. This is an Ego Nexus power station. Usually if I need to power a bunch of stuff out on a location, it's easier to use something like this and then to have to bring a whole bunch of V-mount batteries. It does weigh a ton and it's pretty expensive, but great option if you want to bring it around. So that's pretty much it about this light. Had a great experience in the last 3 months. I think it's at a great price. If you want more output or less output, there are other options available from Amaran. Again, the 60XD and the 200XD are all great lights. So if you have any questions about this light or any of the other equipment I use, please leave it in the comments below. And as always, I will answer your question. If you want to become a Patreon supporter and have your name mentioned at the end of every video, there is a link in the description to that. Also, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would help me out a lot. I'm working towards having 400 subscribers by the end of this month, and I'm almost there, but I would really like to hit that goal. So, that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.